Hey friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome here if you're new. Today's video is just a little bit of an update. I have gotten so many messages from y'all and so many people saying that you're praying for our community and our family. If you are new here and you didn't watch the last vlog, then you might be a little confused. Just to kind of catch you up a little bit and let you know what's been going on with our family. We live here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. You may or may not have seen anything about it on national news because apparently national news has not carried the story really very well, but we were hit about 2 weeks ago by Hurricane Laura. Everything from here on will be either before the storm or after the storm, and if you've ever been affected by a natural disaster, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you're here, this is an update. If you want to stop what you're doing and go and watch my last vlog, it's the Hurricane Laura vlog. My husband actually stayed for the storm, so we have some footage of that as well as some aftermath. So I'll put it up in the cards and you can go ahead and watch it. If you are here for an update, I'm so glad that you're here on the channel. And I just wanted to reassure y'all that we are doing well. We are great. We're in our home. There's no electricity here in Lake Charles yet. Actually, there is. There are a few places in Lake Charles that have electricity. My in-laws just got electricity this morning. Unfortunately, their air conditioner unit outside was totally destroyed, so they don't have AC yet, but they do have an in-room air conditioner, so their lights are on and they're able to stay there, and that has just been such a blessing. So every day is so much progress. This video is about progress and it's about hope. It's not about destruction. I know you already have had a chance to see that on my last video. So I just wanted to welcome y'all here and just give you a little bit of update on our family and our community. So first of all, whenever we got home a little over a week ago, it was on a Sunday, and we were so glad to see my husband, Adam. We had been separated from him just for a few nights since the Wednesday before, which was the actual day that the storm hit, and he had been tarping roofs and helping people as much as he could. He's a contractor, so it was important for him to be available to clients to be able to do that. He did that on a voluntary basis, you know, in the very beginning, and was able to tarp probably 50 homes, and him and his team, and I know it was such a blessing to so many, and I'm so proud of him for doing that. Unfortunately, the day that we came back, when we were headed home, he had suffered an episode of heat exhaustion that morning. As God would have it, he was actually tarping the roof of a client of ours that happens to be a physician, and he was able to be there with him. He made sure he was fine, totally fine. He got his breath back. He got some air conditioning in his face and a cold rag, and he was able to recover just within a few minutes. And so that was really, really great. But that day when we got home, we were able to take some time. He was able to get us set up on our generator and really kind of, you know, take a minute to catch his breath before he started back the next morning, which was Monday morning. And that was like the last time I saw him. No, I'm teasing. No, that wasn't the last time I saw him, but he is working about 15 hours a day or so, just trying to meet the needs of people around us. So we are so grateful to be home. I know that helps him to keep a positive attitude and to keep going, is the fact that me and the kids are here at night when he gets home. And so with that being said, I want to talk a little bit about our house and about the damage that we saw, and then we'll kind of get caught up on where we're at right now. So when we got home, we were overwhelmed. So overwhelmed coming into our city. There was more destruction than really pictures did justice. I had seen a lot of social media posts, and my husband had sent me pictures, and it was hard to even look at that footage, but coming through town, it was a tremendous amount of weight that just felt like burdens that was, you know, it just seemed like we were never going to be able to even see any progress. And that was, like I said, over a week ago. The kids and I didn't leave the house. We have only left the house a couple of times, but that first week we didn't leave at all. We had no reason to. There's nowhere to go. There are a couple of grocery stores that are opening on generator power around town, trying to, you know, be able to meet needs of people, workers here. We have thousands and thousands of workers that are in the community. They're sleeping in RVs and tents and things like that. There's so many linemen that are here helping from all around the country, and it is so humbling to see and so amazing. So the kids and I did get a chance to ride over to our school. We were able to help a little bit there. I guess whenever we got home, I had this vision of coming home and just being able to help people and serve food and help people in their yards and their homes, and that has not been the case. I have struggled with that a little bit, and I'll tell you a little more about that as we go along. But it is extremely hot here. Apparently there's some sort of a heat wave that's also happening in our area. It's the hottest that it's been in as like on record for a while. So that has been something that we've had to deal with. People have actually died of heat stroke and heat exhaustion here in our community, and just because of cleanup, that has been something that has been hard to hear, you know, on the news, that people are dying and getting very sick just from doing the normal things that you'd want to do after a storm. But we did get a tiny opportunity. Our school was really very, very spared. There were, oh gosh, over a dozen trees down on the property, but the school was not hugely effective. There's a couple of rooms and a couple of things that do have to be repaired. With that being said, they've been able to use the property to serve meals, and so the kids and I were able to ride over a few days ago and help to serve some meals. It lasted all of about 45 minutes. Like I was saying, unfortunately, I had this vision of being able to help tons of people whenever we got back here and all that, and it just hasn't been practical. The heat has been so horrible. It is in between 100 and 110 heat advisory or heat index every day. The mosquitoes are almost unbearable. And with a 2-year-old and even a 5-year-old, and I mean, even Clark being 8, it's been really difficult to be able to help outside of our home. So that was something that that I've been working through, just, you know, emotionally. That sounds a little bit silly, but I do want to talk to you about that. We did enjoy helping out a little bit at the school, but the main thing that we've been able to do here at home is really just help our immediate friends and family. So when we first got home, our home was like standing like a city on a hill, and it was overwhelming because we don't have a lot of damage. We don't have really any damage. Nothing that can be repaired in just a short amount of time. We have a few shingles that are off on one of the dormers of our upstairs, not even, you know, exposing plywood or anything like that, so it's not causing any leaks. It's just cosmetic. It needs to be repaired eventually. We have a small window next to our front door that was shattered. It didn't even break, it just shattered in place, and it's actually still holding there. So that's been amazing that it hasn't actually broken out yet. We're just being really careful there. We have a place under our back carport that one of the columns got kicked out. I guess it got hit by a limb or a branch. Adam said the whole driveway was covered with limbs and things like that. So I'm assuming something, you know, flew into it and hit it. We had our basketball go through our neighbor's fence. We lost our trampoline. You know, those normal things that you're gonna see after a hurricane or tornado. And then we had a little place right under our breezeway going into our house where our louvered walls are. A few pieces of wood broke off there, and it got a little kicked out. But those are honestly, and then of course our fence, you know, I mean, nobody has a fence standing in a 600-mile radius. So no, we are not, we are definitely what I would consider unscathed. And because of that, because of the way that our home was when we got home, I don't know, I had something happen inside of me emotionally that I was not expecting. And what I know now, it is survivor's guilt. And as I've talked to some friends that have also had some similar stories where their homes are, you know, minor damaged or not damaged much at all, or even, you know, what I would consider a major damage, but it's not as bad as their neighbors, you know, are dealing with some small type of survivor's guilt. And if you've ever been in an accident or had an illness or a natural disaster like this or something like that, and you have survived it, or your home has survived it, or your property has survived it, you probably know what I'm talking about. And if that's never happened to you, I may sound a little bit crazy, but the first couple of days being home, I was totally paralyzed, and I felt guilty, and I felt really almost ashamed, because we didn't have damage. And you know, we have a generator, we're blessed with a generator and fuel for it, and the ability to turn our lights on and our air conditioner on, and my kids are able to be with their toys and at home, and it doesn't seem fair because we did absolutely nothing to deserve that. That's our story. And so for the first couple of days, I was so ashamed. I told Adam, I just want to turn the generator off. I mean, you know, obviously we're not going to do that, but I felt like I needed to suffer, and I was like, I punished myself, and I was just ashamed of that. And so once I was able to talk with my husband about it and pray about it enough, I realized that when you have survivor's guilt, you have a choice. And survivor's guilt is called survivor's guilt for a reason. There's a survival attached to it, and then there's also guilt attached to it. And so you can choose to either wallow in the guilt, which is what I did for probably the first 48 hours, wallow in the guilt, not understand, question everything, and then like operate in that fear and that shame and just do nothing. Or you can receive that survival as a gift, which is what I did, and which is what I'm doing. I'm choosing to do every day. Accept that survival as a gift and say, you know what, God gifted me with this survival for whatever reason, but he does have a reason. And I don't have to know what that reason is. I don't have to know exactly what it looks like, but every day I have to choose to walk in the gift that he's given us. And for us, it was an unscathed house, and it was the air conditioning, and it was finances to be able to buy groceries for people and, you know, have people around our table to eat, have bedrooms open, bathrooms open for them to shower and to sleep, and all those things. So that's what we've been doing. So it doesn't sound like much. And I know I felt the same way, but I'm hearing from my family and my friends that have been able to take advantage of those opportunities at our home, and they are grateful for it. And so I have to know that that is, for whatever reason, that is my story. That is what my family is doing to help with the situation. And it has to be enough. I have to be okay with it. And so I am okay with it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, is because I know that if you've never been through something like this, maybe you're local and you're going through it right now, you may feel like your hands are empty, or you're tied to your house because of your kids. That's kind of how I have felt. I have to be here for my kids, so I can't be out in the neighbor's yard, you know, helping every day. I can't help gut houses. I can't go with my husband and help, you know, talk to families. I just can't do that. But it doesn't mean I can do nothing. So I just want to leave you with that. Everybody's story is different, and we have to first know what our story is, and that's through, I believe, the gifts that God gives us, and then also walk in that and own it and be proud of it. And so that's where we're at. So through that, there have been some minor inconveniences, of course, one of which is not something I really considered: the garbage. So if you're local, you know what I'm talking about. The garbage, y'all. Okay, so our garbage comes on Thursdays, and the storm hit on a Thursday. So we haven't had our garbage picked up in 3 weeks. So it was a week before the storm, and then the storm hit, and now it's been 2 weeks since the storm hit. So it's been 3 weeks, and we've had people in and out of our house, you know, night after night. I've cooked dinner every night. There's so much garbage. It smells so bad. My husband has been able to haul it off to work with him because they are picking up in town some places. But man, they say that they're going to be picking up this week, and I cannot thank them enough. My dog has gotten into garbage 3 or 4 times. I don't even know what it was, seafood, something. Anyway, he's had been bathed so many times. That has been something that has been so bad. I know we're gonna laugh about it one day, but right now, man, it stinks. It really, really does. Oof. Another thing that my family and I have dealt with that I wanted to share with you is, you know, some devastation around town, and it's not been easy. It's not been something that we've seen. It's not in our face every day because we're not leaving the house much. But, you know, one of the things my kids are dealing with is, obviously they missed their school. Our donut shop was completely destroyed. And that has been something that's been hard for us. It's called Happy Donuts, of all things. And it's not just about the donut shop. I was actually able to see a family member from the donut shop at Kroger the other day when we went, and talk to her and just, you know, love on her and tell her how sorry I was to see it. But I mean, it's destroyed. It will never, even if it is rebuilt, it'll never look the same. And, you know, we brought Clark to that donut shop since he was born. That's like our spot, you know. That place, the Mexican restaurant that we love so much, the kitchen was destroyed there. You know, and it's easy to go down like a rabbit trail in your mind about how and when, and you know, put a timeline on it. When is any of this going to be repaired? When is this going to be, you know, back to normal? What are we looking at? Are we looking at Christmas? You know, even the kids will ask me, do you think things will be back to normal at Christmas? And I don't know. I have no answer. But I have no answer for that. I have no answer for, you know, little questions from my kids about why some homes are destroyed and some others aren't. I don't have any answers. You know, we have a friend that is one street over on my mom and dad's street, and their house is like in the same position that our house is in their cul-de-sac, or, you know, in the back of the neighborhood. and their home was hit by a tree. You can see the toys in their little girl's bedroom. Like you can literally see their toys from the street. And I don't know why that's not Penelope's room. I don't know why I can't see Penelope's toys from the street. You know, there's just no reason for it. It's one of those things we'll just never know. And the kids don't understand. You know, I don't even understand. But with that being said, there has been so much progress. So I didn't want to cry on this video. And I'm doing a pretty darn good job, by the way, because tears come and go all day long, every day. Anybody in this area can tell you that. It's a very unusual grieving process, but we're letting ourselves go through it, and we're letting ourselves do it without utilities. And there's no, like I said, there's no real water. I mean, there's running water most of the time. It runs, but it's not, you know, it's not potable. So without water readily available, without electricity, we're so limited on what we can do, but there's been so much progress. And I know I said earlier, this is a video about progress, and I'm gonna get there, I promise. So riding around town, you can start to see the piles of debris in front of everybody's houses. You can see the blue tarps on everybody's roofs. You can see businesses that do have people there demoing and people there pulling out. I mean, my husband and his crew are doing it every single day. So progress is happening. It's just so widespread. The damage is so widespread. It feels like we're getting so far, and then you see a new part of Lake Charles that has not been touched yet, and it's just like it's day one, you know. But it is getting there, and the fact that my in-laws got electricity today is so promising. My parents' house, part of their house had to be gutted because of water damage and mold. That got done. So, you know, the mold is not spreading anymore, so that's progress. You know, it's a long road, and unfortunately, Lake Charles is not a national news story. And, you know, even our mayor was speaking the other day, and he said, I don't know why national news outlets are not reporting on Lake Charles. I don't know why they're not highlighting this as a humanitarian crisis. There's people, you know, that are without water and electricity. And, you know, a lot of things that are happening around the world are not getting the attention that they deserve. And it's not just Lake Charles. You know, there was an inland hurricane in Iowa a couple of months ago, and the only reason why I even knew about it was social media. There's fires that are burning out of control. There's so much that's happening around the country, and it really is, for those communities, it's everything. And for Lake Charles, this is everything. This is go time. We are in a state of emergency. And so if you could just pray for us and continue to pray for our community, it's not a one and done kind of thing. You know, I am going to get back to some regular content. I'm excited to be able to share that with y'all. I am going to have to do an office makeover here pretty soon. Not just because I want to. I was planning to do it here around this time anyway, but because we don't have an office to work out of right now. Our office doesn't have any electricity, so we're gonna have to work at home. We are working at home right now. We're actually waiting on our Wi-Fi. We ordered a hotspot to be coming in, so hopefully we can get that because there's no Wi-Fi in the area. But so I am going to be doing some fun things that I think you're going to think is fun. We're still going to decorate for Halloween because my kids are, you know, need some normalcy. But it's just, there's so many people that are not in the same boat we're in, and they don't have electricity. They're not even thinking about Halloween decor or Wi-Fi or anything like that. And so we have to be sensitive to that. And I have to not move on because I have to, you know, I feel a responsibility to my community to make sure that even though my platform is small, to make sure that I am using it to bring awareness. I am also including a link in the description box below. It was also on the video before, but it's a link to be able to donate. I have two friends that are married to Major League Baseball players. They're from this area, and they are raising awareness nationally and also raising funds. They have a goal of $100,000 that won't be used for my family because we're not in need, but if you donate through that link, it will be used for a specific families in this area. It goes straight to them. There's no fees taken out or anything like that. I'm sharing that because I know that is a trusted source, but I know a lot of y'all have asked how you can help. So we really, really do appreciate that. But with that being said, back to the progress. I know this video is all over the place. I know, this is where my head's at right now, so just bear with me. So overall, we are great. We are so blessed and really much better off than a lot of families. So I encourage you to continue to pray for our neighbors, pray for people around us that are struggling still, that are going to be struggling for a long time, and consider donating, consider helping where you can. And if you are local and you are not feeling like you're doing much, you need to give yourself some grace and understand that however your family was impacted by this storm is your story, and it's the way that God intended it to be, and you can find peace and just walking in the gifts that He's given you through this. And gosh, they're so numerous. I can't even mention everything that God has done through this whole process, just through business and on a personal level. So anyway, that's really all I have today. Like I said, it may not be next week, it may be 2 weeks, but I will get another video out. I actually got a gift from a company. That means I got it before the storm, but it means so much to me now, and I can't wait to share that with you. That's going to be part of the next video that I do, which will be the office makeover. Again, out of necessity, but it should be a fun video because I do have some fun ideas for decor and things like that in that space. If you have any questions or want to know more about how you can help, definitely don't hesitate to comment. Make sure you're following me at Bloom Creative Co. on Instagram, and I'm sharing ways you can help there, as well as just updates, life updates about our family. But in the meantime, I hope you'll have a great week, and I will see y'all right back here next week with a brand new video.